Welcome to Comically Comics, your one-stop listen to all things comics. We're talking books, movies, TV shows, video games, and more. I must forewarn you, though, we are a spoilercast, and what that means is we consider all properties, past, future, and present, to be valid, and we will spoil the hell out of them. I'm your host, Michael, along with my two co-hosts, Richard and Jeremy, and with all that being said, let's get started. All right, it is Sunday, December 17th, but for all y'all listening out there, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, because it is Christmas Day for y'all, unless it's after Christmas Day, and then it's not. But hope you did still have a Merry Christmas or a Happy Holiday, regardless.
Yes.
Time, it's a fuckery. I don't know what to tell you. Like,
or before, you maybe after. It's just whatever.
It could be the new year. Yeah. So happy 2024 if you made it.
Woo! Yeah. Happy Valentine's Day. What else we got coming up?
Yeah, I'm just saying. I mean, the whole year of holidays. So go read Batman the Long Halloween.
Woo!
Yeah, exactly. We'll hit them all.
All right. For this Christmas special we have for y'all, we have read the Lobo Parliamentary Christmas Special.
Paramilitary.
Paramilitary?
Yeah.
Sure, whichever one.
Yeah.
What?
What you parliamentary, like what you said.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was the wrong P word. I added letters in there. I just did whatever I wanted to do. I expect y'all to correct me every time, like y'all do. Like, that's what's expected. We know this. They know this.
That's true.
Paramilitary. There we go. I've been fighting that all week. I'm not gonna lie. Like mentally all week. So real quick synopsis. This is a story in a story. A couple is desperate of a Christmas miracle. A third of the door may be it. It's the story of how Lobo was hired to take out Santa Claus. Can the main man do it? Will this Lobo tale save this couple's Christmas? Let's find out. So, whelmings. What is y'all's whelming on this story here? This one shot of a Christmas special.
Mine is just severely underwhelmed, honestly.
I figured you wouldn't like this at all, Jeremy. When I was reading this, I was like, Jeremy's going to fucking hate this.
It's just, I hated the art. I hated the story. It's just not good to me. So, I'm sorry.
Richard, what's your whelming?
I'm whelmed to like pleasantly whelmed, I think. This is very Lobo and 90s, and I understand what it is, so it doesn't bother me. Yeah. I really kind of hated the ending, though, for this, so I think that's why it puts me in the whelmed. It just ends abruptly, and then, we'll get into it, but like Lobo does something at the end of the book, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, my note literally was, what the fuck was that ending?
That's great. I'm going to echo Richard. My whelming is whelmed for this. I am just whelmed with it. This is actually my first reading of anything really Lobo. I mean, he's been in like a story here or there, something DC that I've read, but nothing. I've never really paid attention to him. This is totally 90s though. If you ever wanted a 90s book, this is a 90s book right here.
Oh yeah.
If you ever wanted something just absurd, obscene, whatever other O words that I probably mispronounced, this is it right here as well.
Orgasmic? Oh, wait, no, that's not the right word.
For some people, maybe. Don't want to count them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is just, I'm with Jeremy. The artwork is like probably the most lacking part for me on this. I hate the way certain characters are drawn and stuff like that. However, it's more the couple that I hate.
Oh, yeah.
Than like the actual Lobo story itself.
Clearly, they're supposed to be like Who's from Whoville. Like, they're not full on, but like the town they live in, it's not Earth. It's supposed to be, I think, evocative of the Grinch who stole Christmas, the Lobo who stole Christmas, and the artist Simon Bisley.
Yep.
Yeah, he's going all out to make them just look really grotesque and absurd looking, like maybe like a Who character, not Who, Seuss character. And yeah, I think maybe that's what he's going for here.
Since we named off the artist, we got to go ahead and throw out the writer there as well. Keith Giffen who recently passed away this year. So may he still rest in peace. And he's also the creator, or is he co-creator? I know he's part creator, at least. At the least, if he's not the full creator of Lobo.
Of Lobo, I want to say he is co-creator. Give me 1 second. I'll look that up.
But that was one of the notes that I had. One of the very first notes I had was, this looks like dystopian to Whoville. Like that. I have that written in my notes.
Yeah.
And we have space dolphins in there as well. We were talking about that before podcast.
Yep. Roger Silfer, I guess is Silfer. I don't know. That's the other creator of Lobo. Slifer, maybe.
I'm the only one that's allowed to fuck up here. All right. Let's dive on into this. As far as my notes go, anyways. I love that they called Santa a dictator. I love how they started off with that. And his nickname is Chris Crusher Kringle.
Yeah.
I thought that was great.
How about a tongue twister?
Right? There's a mention of Sears and Roebuck in here, and I was like, oh, that's dated right there.
Yeah.
But then they also showed Batman and TMNT toys in the background with the elves and stuff. I thought that was great.
Yes.
With the elves when he was coming in. I love that the main man is the naughtiest one, Lobo.
Oh, yeah, that was his like nickname.
That was like his code name as he's like breaking in.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, yeah, he's the naughtiest one. He's the naughtiest one. I thought that was great. What are stuff that y'all like and enjoyed about this book? Or didn't like, Jeremy? What did you not like? I know you didn't like the art, but I mean, what else? What else is going on?
Just all of it. No. I don't know. I mean, this was my first introduction to Lobo, so I didn't really know hardly anything about him before. And he's just not a good person.
No, he's not.
But yeah,
he's an alien bounty hunter.
Yeah.
Oh, is he alien?
Yeah. Well, he doesn't look human.
He's a Zarnian from Zarnia.
Not to be confused with Narnia. There's no wardrobe.
Yeah, exactly. And he killed off his entire race. And he's the last of his race because he killed them all. Using, I think, like a virus.
Last of the Zarnians.
Yeah. And now he's like a bounty hunter. He was originally created as a parody for the 90s edgy, dark and gritty characters that kept coming out, and it kind of backfired on Keith Giffen and all the people that created him because people just loved him so much. So anyway.
Oh, they did? People loved Lobo?
Oh, yeah. People still love Lobo.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Sal from Comic Pop says he looks like a roadie for Metallica. I absolutely agree with that.
I'd go for Kiss. But
yeah, I was about to say.
I could see that too.
What is it? The New 52 changed him up and like made him more like sexy looking.
Yeah.
And then they eventually did away with that Lobo and brought back classic like 90s Lobo.
What'd y'all think about the idea that, because this couple here, the man has lost his job. And it's like a few days before Christmas. And they're obviously not prepared at all. Which I don't know why they were waiting that long anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, come on. But they're worried about the kids murdering them.
Well, again, I think it's supposed to be like a twisted, like Whoville kind of thing where they're obsessed with Christmas. So the fact that the parents can't provide like a good Christmas, then like the kids go on. It's like, oh shit, what is it? The Purge.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that part was fucked up, man. And then like my note for when they first introduce Ferret Thump, I think, or Thong. Or Thung, or I forget, and Orifice, which is some sort of joke there. I don't know. The wife's name is Orifice. Anyway, I was like, who are these inbred looking motherfuckers?
Terrible.
No, yeah, they're horrendous looking. Dude has got the biggest schnoz I've ever seen, and just these jacked up lips and Whoville hair, and it's horrendous.
Yeah,
absolutely horrendous. But they decide they're going to take the kids out before they get taken out, and until this book hits their door. And it's the story. I like Lobo's dog.
Dog.
Yes.
Huh?
No, the dog's name is Dog, like DAWG. Dog.
Right. So, did Daryl take this from Lobo?
Probably.
That's what he calls his dog in The Walking Dead.
Oh my god.
He just calls it dog. Just
the dog also talks, which is like an alien dog.
Right?
Yeah. It's very weird.
I didn't catch on to that, honestly, until this. Like, I had to read this twice. And so in the first read, I don't know if I was just sleeping or whatever. I was like, is this dog singing? That doesn't make any sense. But then the second time around, it read faster. And like, I was like, holy shit, this dog has a whole like concert while he's kicking all these elves' ass. Like, this is awesome.
Yeah, he eats one of the elves' head. He bites an elf. The gratuitous violence when Lobo kills the elves is very 90s.
Yeah.
Oh my
I kind of love it. It's way gratuitous, but yeah, he just brutally murderizes these elves.
I will say, I think one of the funny parts was like whenever they had him, like the elves had him surrounded and basically trying to tell him to put his gun, like his guns away, and they were like, all right, well, that's it. And they fired, and it was just a little pop gun.
It's all pop guns.
I figured Richard would point this out. Maybe I just haven't given him a chance. But all the onomatopoeias in this, like the clackings of the guns being racked, the pops, the boings from the springs of the little pop guns and stuff like that. I loved all that throughout this entire book. And it is like throughout this entire book.
Yeah.
I did write something about the onomatopoeia. My favorite one was when something happens to Santa and Lobo headbutts him. The onomatopoeia for there is just butt. B-U-T-T, butt.
Yes. But you were talking, Jeremy, about when Lobo was surrounded by all the elves. I specifically wrote down this one panel that's right before all the pops. And I think this is my favorite panel, I think, in the entire thing. And it's two elves talking to each other. And Lobo hollers out, he says, tell you what, though, come on down here and I'll show you something else candy canes are good for. And one of them says, sacrilege. And the other one says, steady, Byron. He wants us to rile up.
Yeah, I had a note about that as well.
I just love the back and forth between the elves and like there's penguins in here that talk to each other.
Yeah.
And shit.
The elves and the penguins are great. Apparently, I was researching this. The elves show back up in some other Lobo comics. Not the elves, the penguins show back up in some other Lobo comics.
I was going to say, there's another Christmas special, I think, after this one.
Oh, is it really? I did not know that.
Yeah, I think there's another one, and I can't remember. I want to say it like brings other people in. I can't. And then there's like a spring break special too. Like there's like 3 or 4 specials with Lobo that have to do with like winter and spring or stuff. But how do y'all feel about the Easter Bunny wanting to put a hit out on Santa Man? Santa Claus, Santa Man,
Santa Man,
Santa Man, Santa the Man. But yeah, the Easter Bunny puts a hit out. It calls in Lobo.
Yep. I find that hilarious because that is very much like the way I feel sometimes about Christmas. Like, who is it? Lewis Black, I think, did a joke. He's like, I miss when Christmas was Christmas and Santa wasn't poking his fat ass into other holidays. So yeah, I find that hilarious because it's like he said him and some other, I guess, like, I don't know, fucking a leprechaun. I don't know. I'm trying to think of other holidays that have. There's the Easter Bunny. Who help me out here? Someone help me out here. I'm floundering. What are some other like holiday creatures?
Like,
Cupid.
Yeah, you got Cupid and you got Jack Frost and
the leprechaun for St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to think
of.
That you're just naming off the characters from that movie, Jeremy.
Right.
Yeah, Rise of the Guardians.
The Santa Claus.
Or Rise of the Guardians.
Yeah, that's the one I'm referring to.
Yeah. Oh, I've never seen that. I'm sorry.
Good movie.
Is it?
Yeah. Should just not read Lobo and go watch that.
Too late. I read this twice. I think it would have been better if it was a turkey. I would have so much more liked this if it was a turkey that was like, I need him gone.
Yeah.
A turkey and like a Jack Skellington kind of character. Yeah. That would be
more
funny.
so the turkey though. But yeah, I would love, or just a pilgrim. It's not like a guy dressed up and like somebody just loved Thanksgiving that much. That was just like the Santa guy. I can't anymore with him.
I do like that. I like the idea of a turkey because I think it'd be more ridiculous, like a turkey sitting at the bar paying Lobo money, like drinking.
He didn't even have to drink. Just yeah. Let's see what else.
So the one thing that never gets answered in this comic, why the fuck is there a gorilla? With Santa named Kong. Do you know? I don't know. I was like, King Kong? What's going on here?
Probably at the time this book came out, Congo was like a big deal in the movie theaters.
That can't be the reason why that's in there. That movie's so bad.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
I'll just get into it. Like, after, I don't want to reveal what happens to Santa yet in this book, but after when it happens, we see Santa's closet and he's got a lot of sex toys and like a gimp suit and blow up dolls and all sorts of stuff. And I'm like, was that for Kong? What exactly was happening?
Well, I don't think so. Only because like in that moment, Lobo made a comment about like all the little elf guys you could handle if you're into that kind of thing.
Oh, or so they're for the elves. Oh, Jesus.
I think he was having his way with the elves. I think that was, let's see. He said, you only got to work one day a year and all the elves you can handle. If you're into little guys with pointed ears, that is. And like that word bubble, if you're into little guys with pointed ears, that is on the same panel with like all the like blow up dolls and like bondage stuff and mask and whatnot like that.
Yeah. Oh man. I when I saw that, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I think it was at that point that I was like, Jeremy must hate this fucking book.
There's no face huggers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just you gotta go into it with a mentality of like nothing's
sacred.
Yeah.
Well, that's Lobo. Nothing is untouchable and nothing is sacred for Lobo.
The ending of this story tells you that.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
With what he does with the naughty and the nice list.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love his outlook on that, by the way. I'm just going to jump to it. Fuck it. The idea that's like, oh, all these people on the nice lips, those poor saps, they're all like future, whatever he called them. Future victims is what he called them. Yeah, future victims. And then he's looking at the naughty list. He's like, oh, this is future competition right
exactly.
here. So he just takes them both out.
Yeah, he just bombs everybody.
He starts creating all these bombs, and then he hijacks Santa's sleigh, and then just drops them. Yeah, and he's like, this day the naughty kids they're no more, and then the nice kids that survived or didn't, they learned what it was like to be an innocent victim. Like,
it's so fucked up.
I'm honestly surprised that he didn't kill all the reindeer. Honestly, like.
Well, he needed some of them to pull the sleigh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. Before that, he like, he's like militarizing Santa's workshop and like having them make bombs and stuff. And then he goes to Rudolph and he's singing his version of like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer or the mutant reindeer is what they call it in this one.
Yes.
And then he fucking just shoots him because he refuses to guide his sleigh.
I was gonna say, he gave him a chance. Like, he says, Rudolph, lead my sleigh tonight, or I'll blow you away. No, never. You're naughty. Much too naughty. Blam.
Yeah.
He gave him a chance. I'm just saying. I like the other deer's reaction of when he's like, all right, y'all walking on trays, pucker up. We got work to do. One of them says, we? And then one of them responds, are you tired of living?
Yeah.
I don't think you understand the humor in this, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
I love the penguins. The penguins, I think, were my favorite because I wrote down like for that note because it happens in a scene a little bit earlier than that. But I was like, these penguins are menaces.
Right?
What is it? They're like, ain't this guy the coolest or whatever? And he's like, yeah, I feel like a real bad dude. And they're like, frag. And then one of them's like, I don't know. One of them says earlier, he's like, I want to join his gang or something. It's just,
one of them said we need to go back home to Antarctica or whatever.
Yeah,
he's
the
like,
South
no, I'm
Pole.
staying here. I want to join his gang.
yeah, that's it. That's it. I had a realization. If they made this, which they did, I showed y'all before podcast, but I wanted to mention it real quick. They made a live action, like a fan made live action. It's pretty well made of the time. It's made like in 2002 of this short. They changed it a little bit because I guess they couldn't, do all the special effects for what happens in this comic. But I was thinking, the guy that plays Lobo does a pretty good job. But while reading this, and then after seeing that video, I was like, who would have been great as Lobo back in the day? Danny Trejo, Machete. Like, he even mentions in the comic book about how, like, his nickname is Machete or something like that. And I was like,
yes,
Danny Trejo would absolutely be a great fucking Lobo back in the day.
But they don't call me Mr. Machete for nothing, is what he says. Yes. Was he big enough?
I would say so. I think, like, remember he was in, like, Con Air? He was pretty buff in that movie.
I don't remember that movie.
Okay. I'm trying to think of some other stuff that he's in. Anyway, I could totally see him doing this.
They'd probably just throw The Rock in it.
Yeah.
At this point.
I hope not. Well, now you got Jason Momoa, who just is this fucking character. Like, just...
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was going to say. Like, since we're talking about actors and stuff like that, let's go ahead and skip that. Who would we like to see play this in some kind of live action for? Like, I know I've thrown the name Ryan Hurst out there. I'd like to see Ryan Hurst do this. I know Jason Momoa, you've said that a lot, Richard, and he's expressed an interest to be Lobo. So, like, who else? Who else do we have in mind? Or are these just like Jason Momoa's it? Like, we're just done.
Yeah, that's for me. Like, he was born to be Lobo. Especially if you see him in the newest Fast and Furious movie, like, that's just fucking Lobo, essentially. Like, just make him Lobo.
I didn't realize he was in the latest Fast and Furious.
Yeah. You haven't seen it? I figured you'd be like first in line to see that movie.
I hadn't seen like the last, what are we on, 20 now?
I don't know, like 10?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm missing out on a few of them as well.
Yeah.
I enjoy them for what they are.
Yeah.
Fun, whatever car movies.
Yeah, I think they're garbage, but that's just me. Man, like, there's so much that happens that I just sort of wrote comments down. Like, first off, like, they draw the dog's anus and balls.
Yes.
Did they really?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Every time, like, the dog is, like, turned around, you can see his butthole and ball. Like, I'm just like, Jesus Christ.
That's awesome.
I mentioned how brutally he murders the elves, but that art there, to me, as gruesome as it is, it's really good, I think. Like, showing all the, like, organs and stuff.
I was gonna say, like, the eyes popping from, like, there's lots of eye popping in this.
Yes.
In this book. It's insane how much eyes are just shooting out from people's skulls and heads being shot off and brains. Like, it's probably the goriest comic book I think I've ever read.
It's not for me, but it's up there at least for a Christmas special. Yeah. It's very gory.
Right?
Yeah, the dog I mentioned, he bites an elf's head off and then he farts. Like, it's such a fucking 90s book.
He did that to finish the song, though. I mean, let's be real.
At one point, I don't know, because like I said, I don't know. I haven't read many Lobo stories, but Lobo says fetal's jizz. What the fuck does that even mean? I was just like, what?
That's also like, was it fragging and for fucking, and then bastiches for like bastards and bitches?
Yeah. That one I get. I didn't get fetal's. I was like, fetal's jizz?
Is it jizz or giz?
I'm assuming that we're doing the GIF and GIF moment here. I'm going to say it's jizz, even though it's not a J, because fetal's giz makes no sense.
But apparently fetal's jizz doesn't make any sense either.
I mean, yeah, but I don't know what else it could be.
Oh, this is great.
I feel like I had a stroke reading that.
So, listen, I think the main meat of this is when, like, freaking Santa and Lobo finally face off.
Yeah.
And I thought that was great. Like, first of all, I love that, like, Santa egged Lobo on. It was like calling him out. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just thought that was great. It's just a different take on Santa, and I enjoyed it. And freaking Santa is ripped, by the way. His arms are massive.
Yeah.
It's insane. Like, especially on the one panel where he's like, come on, old man, make it easy on yourself. And he's like, you'll never take me. And like, his arms are just like huge. It's right before he gets his eye knocked out of his face.
Yeah. To me, he looks really like his fucking forearms are massive when he's sitting in the chair smoking the stogie. And he says something about like, you can call me Chris or Sir. Like,
yeah.
His forearms are fucking huge.
Right. Like, well, like in that one, he kind of looks like a normal Santa Claus to me. You know, other than he's smoking a stogie. I'd rather him smoke the pipe. But I'm just saying, I think it would have been more.
It was the 90s. Cigars were cool.
I guess so.
Logan did it. Wolverine did it. I'm trying to remember who else. A bunch of people did it back then.
There's another panel, though, where, like, after Santa gets his eye knocked out, Santa comes back and hits Lobo in the face, and he goes, that's it. Die, you naughty bastard.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just love it. I think it's great. Jeremy, you have nothing. You have nothing for any of this.
No, he doesn't.
No, this. It was it's just to read, I guess. I don't know. Definitely not my cup of tea, or my cup of eggnog here.
Cup of eggnog.
Cup of cheer. Holiday cheer.
Yeah.
Well, that's all the notes that I have.
Yeah, this is a very short read. Right.
Yeah.
Like, this is one, you've got the physical copy. It's one single solitary floppy. What's the ad on the back? Just curious.
Boy Scout, the last Boy Scout with, looks like, is that Bruce Willis? Is that a young Bruce Willis?
Yeah, it looks like Bruce Willis. That's what I was asking.
Son of a bitch. He's got hair. Look at that. Is that a Wayne's brother?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Look at that. Got some Mike Tyson tattoo looking going on, but it's like blood, I think.
Wow.
Never seen it. It's rated R.
Yeah, I know.
Quite like this podcast.
Yes.
Your discretion is advised.
The notes I had, we kind of covered most of it. I had some stuff at the beginning. You know, we see the space dolphins. I wrote the joke from Hitchhiker's Guide. So long and thanks for all the fish. I like the part where it says, like, the narrator talking about when he arrives to the North Pole, and he's talking about and fierce as ferrets. I just think that's kind of funny. That's pretty much it, man. You've gone through most of all the stuff because it's so short. His zipper looks like teeth. I noticed that. Like, Lobo has like teeth zippers, which I imagine if you accidentally got your penis caught in that would hurt like hell.
Dick trap.
Yes. And then, of course, he carpet bombs Whoville at the end. He just straight up carpet bombs Whoville.
Well, he doesn't do it alone either. Like, Kong is back there with him, throwing everything overboard.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And then him and Dog are like sitting there smoking on stogies.
Yes. And then it goes back to the Whoville people, and they're reading it, and they're like, oh, yes, this book will save us. And then it's got this book is only good for one read. And then it just disappears. And then they go up into their house, and then they murder the kids. And
maybe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
There's no body.
God, don't do the no body bullshit with me.
There's no bodies, and the kids could have known the whole time. They've been waiting in the room.
I'm gonna say he killed them just because it's like blam, click, bam, or blam, click, blam. Of course, he's doing this all while singing Silent Night, which is just so
terrible in
itself.
Well, and there were 10 kids.
Yeah. Still.
There's no clicking after that last bam.
Okay, maybe he killed 2 and then he got shot.
Ooh. I like it.
You like the idea? Good Lord.
I like the idea of the kids getting revenge.
Yeah.
Like, That's low down, going in there killing your kids. Come on now, you can't do that.
And then it has Lobo Lobo and Dog flipping you off, telling you Merry Xmas, comrades. Ho, ho, fraggin' ho.
Compadres.
I'm sorry, compadres. You're right.
Hey, Michael got one.
Yes, exactly.
Put me on the board.
I thought it said comrades. That's funny.
I did too until I actually read it.
And my note was like, what the fuck was that ending? It was just so abrupt. I thought Lobo was like going to come and kill the parents or something. Yeah. And then, I don't know, it was just very short and abrupt.
Because it made you kind of think of like a Beetlejuice type thing, but like where Beetlejuice comes, like you call him to come take care of whatever, but he didn't do anything. I mean, like, not in their world.
Yeah. So, looking at these last panels, when we're talking about the parents and stuff, I don't even know this freaking goober's name. But the
Ferret?
husband, Ferret, did his hair grow while reading the book? Because wow, he has got some major Bart Simpson going on there.
Yeah, I don't know. It's fucking weird. Like their art changes.
Just terrible.
Just terrible. I do have one note that I skipped over while like scrolling through all of them. When Lobo's infiltrating the North Pole, I fucking love that. I laughed so hard when I was reading it. But he puts a bomb like on the fence, and this poor little penguin comes up to the bomb, is like looking at it, and then it just goes boom, and like the penguin's just vaporized. It's just so fucking, I don't know. It's funny. It's fucked up, but it's funny. Anyway, I thought it was funny.
Well, y'all got anything out of the notes?
No, I don't think so.
I was going to say, let's not hold them up too long from actual family events on their Christmas day.
That's true. Otherwise, Lobo will come and kill me.
It's only good for one read.
Yeah.
I need this question answered, by the way. How is reading this book to your kids supposed to get them to forgive you for not giving them gifts? I don't understand.
I don't think it's supposed to forgive. I think it's supposed to make kids not want to celebrate Christmas anymore because, like, Lobo will come and kill you or something.
Or is it because Santa's a dickhead?
No, I really think it's supposed to be like Lobo is going to murder. Like, in other words, if you celebrate Christmas, Lobo's going to come and murder you because regardless if you're on the naughty or the nice list, he's just going to fucking kill you.
Okay.
That was my take anyway. I don't know.
Yeah.
Best explanation I've gotten so far, unless Jeremy has something else.
No, because I was the same way. I was like, okay, this had no, there was no, like, I don't know, coming back around to this. It was just, they read it and it was done. Okay.
All right. Y'all think this is a good introduction to the Lobo?
No,
I don't. No.
I don't think I really care to learn more about Lobo, honestly.
That's great. All right. Well, that's all I got. So, as long as y'all don't have anything else, Jeremy, where can they find you at?
Well, they can find me actually happily enjoying Christmas. Lobo free. But you can find me on Twitch under the handle Night Fury GTO. That's Night with a K. And you can find me here.
But it doesn't matter if you're like naughty or nice. He can still come after you. You're either potential competition or an innocent bystander, Jeremy. You need to be in a bunker.
Yeah, I guess.
Are you playing that Spider-Man?
No.
I think Richard's coming after you with bombs.
I'm hiring Lobo. Yeah, I'm hiring Lobo. I'm hiring the main man to come after you now.
It'll be Jason Momoa that comes to your door.
Yes.
Yeah.
Will you tell him to sign something for me before?
I was going to say, that'd be kind of cool, though.
Would you flaunt that? Like, if Jason Momoa came to your house and kicked your ass, would you be like, I got my ass handed to me by Jason Momoa?
Probably.
I think I would, honestly. Like, I think I would just own up to that and be like, yeah, that happened. Yeah. It was cool. And you're a loser because it didn't happen to you.
Yeah. And I'd like try to make sure one of them was going to scar or something.
Can you scar me up, Momo, please?
Yeah.
That is someone's kink, probably. Anyway.
Richard, where can they
We'll
find
find
you?
it in the other corner of Santa's closet, apparently.
Yes, exactly. If you want to contact me directly, I have an X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram, and a Threads. My handle is Night Curry, night like day and night, and Curry with a K. If you want to contact us directly, we have a Gmail. Our Gmail is comicallycomicspodcast@gmail.com. And if you want to check us out on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, you can check us out under the name Comically Comics Podcast. And if you want to check us out on X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, you can check us out under the name Comically Comics with an X.
You can find me on Instagram and eBay at 22_comics. You can also find me on YouTube at 22comics. Thank you all so much for listening. Hope you enjoyed it as much as we did making it. With all that being said, say Merry Christmas. Happy friggin' holidays, Jeremy.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas and happy friggin' holidays, Jeremy.